Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Global Lab patch notes reading for February 21st. As we all know, the official Global Lab notes come out every Friday, and it's always a good idea to check it out to see what's changing in the game. And every Global Lab comes out onto the live servers in the next week, and historically, the patch notes have been pretty accurate. So, yeah, we might see what's coming up next week in advance. And with that said, this is from the official Global Lab, so it's translated from Korean to English. I'll try to make it make sense, and if you want to read it for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description, so you can do that as usual. So, a lot of interesting changes coming out this week. Kind of skimmed it. Let's see what's happening. Arena of Solare. So, the Arena of Solare, which is the 3v3 gear cap PvP, a new replay feature has been added, allowing you to spectate, or not spectate, but like rewatch, a match of the adventures and ranked in the top 10 by each region per class. I think this was it's a step in the right direction. However, I think it should be added towards everyone. And if you have a match saved, you should be able to optionally save that video if you wanted to. So I get from server side, you can't just upload every single match thing, but I think the people that want to use it as well should be able to save the video from themselves and see where they can improve. And instead of watching the top players in each class, it's more of a self-improvement thing versus you're already watching the people who know how to play their class and barely make mistakes. So I think the thing is in a step in the right direction, but I also think that it should be available for everyone instead of people in the top 10 for each class region. So yeah, I hope they expand on it. And I get from a server standpoint that, there's only so much you can do. So what I think they should do is here, have this available for a day or two, 24 hours to save your replays, and then it gets deleted until the next day, or even resets per day in Arena of Solare. So I think that would be a better option, but allow it for basically everyone to reflect and think of it as constructive criticism or something. So yeah, I think this is a overall good thing, but I just wish it was more catered towards everyone instead of top 10. All right, so let's see. The replay has been added, allowing you to watch rankings. Let's be honest. The only people that are going to be doing it are the people that care about PvP, which, makes sense. But anyway, you can check the list of replays recorded, hit the download button. Okay, so basically teaching you how to do it. Very cool. You just watch a replay. Literally every other game has had that for years. The fact that it took Pearl Abyss almost 10 years to come out with this is insane. But, hopefully going forward, they expand on this one. All right, so Blackstar armors and weapons, Godrs. Basically, the pity system, how it used to be 40 fails until a guarantee for pen. They reduced that to 20, and now they're reducing that even further to 15. I think this is overall a good thing because as new players come into the game, you want them to catch up more or less as quickly. Because, the game expands at a pretty quick pace, actually. So, for all of you who have attempted Black Stars, as we all know, the pity system for every tier, basically, this is 0 to Pry, Pry to Duo, Duo to Try, Try to Tet, Tet to Pen. So, yeah, I understand it from both sides. One, I think catch-up mechanics are absolutely a good thing in video games, just because, if the game is too hard, yeah, I understand that veteran players like us will feel like we accomplished something. But if the game is dead, then so are all your accomplishments. So I think overall these things are good changes, to be honest. And I still don't understand where their numbers come from in the first place, because they reduce this kind of recently, a couple months ago, and now they're reducing it again. So they should have just made it to the reduced one from the start. So overall, it's a good thing. Another thing I've heard people say is if you have like, I don't know, when it changes to 15, if you already have like 15 plus fails, you will be guaranteed your next click. So that's how it's always worked. Godr or Godr weapons are still a joke. I don't recommend people going to Godr in 2025. It used to be a stepping stone progression back in the day when it was relatively difficult to enhance like pen Blackstars and everything. But nowadays, like, even if you don't enhance, you can get a pen Blackstar without too much trouble these days. And just overall, there's a lot of activities you can do in the game to make silver. Godr is a difficult one, so I would just recommend if you are starting out with Blackstar or in the middle of it, just keep your Blackstar, click it to pen, and then skip the entire Godr phase. Generally, you'll be spending more money and fail stacks by doing that. So just overall, if you're trying to do this efficiently, tet to pen on Blackstar, it's the way to go. Okay, so they're reducing it because the game is expanding, essentially, and they want people to catch up to Sovereign and Karazad as fast as possible, and I think that's a good thing. All right, so the Golden Pig Cave, this came out yesterday, actually, and we have a video of me doing an hour grind spot, and we talked about, like, basically how I feel about it, and you guys can watch it in terms of, like, the new end game grind spot with a very high difficulty curve. It actually wasn't that difficult. So either way, it felt kind of boring to grind. I'm not going to lie. The rewards it's not bad. I thought, like, in terms of silver, it's fine. But for like a 340 plus gear spot, it feels a little underwhelming, and I don't know. Either way, it was okay. I don't think I'll be back there, but whatever. Either way, let's see what changes. The Golden Pigs in the Golden Pig Cave have changed to enter combat mode instead of standby mode. Accordingly, the Golden Pigs do not make any gestures of drawing their swords. I don't think that really matters, I'm going to be honest. Like, there's two types of enemies in that. There's like an elite and there's a raider. They just kind of stand in groups of 4. And once you aggro them, they just come towards you anyway. So it's like, I don't know. It doesn't really bother me. The Golden Pig King, or the Golden Pigs in the Golden Pig Cave, have been improved to move closer to adventurers and attack them. So when I was grinding, like, some of them are kind of farther out. So think of like a square, right? And each like of the 4 mobs in a group are in like in a corner of the square, and then you aggro and they all come towards you. But that gives you a little bit of downtime. And so the fact that they are closer to each other allows you to clear speed faster. And I think this is a good thing, actually. Was it a big deal initially? No, but if it's making it better, that's good. Some Golden Pigs have been changed to appear closer to each other. Good. It allows people to grind more and easier. The Golden Pigs that appear will no longer wander around after a certain amount of time. I guess that one depends on your clear speed, because if you're like 340 plus, you could probably just melt them in a couple seconds and it's not really a big deal. So I guess if people are trying this at like, 100 or so monster damage lower and they're slower about it, that could be it. After entering the Golden Pig Cave, the boss will no longer forcibly appear after 25 minutes. I thought that was intended. I'm not going to lie. So here's how it works. It's a 30-minute block. Well, the way it is right now. And you fight monsters for 25 minutes, and then the boss spawns. And then after you kill the boss, you get the scroll. You fight the harder boss, and then that's the grind spot. So does this mean that no longer forcibly after 25 minutes? Or is it like it could spawn within like the time zone. So I'm not sure. We'll test it again after the change. The time required to leave after entering the Golden Pig Cave has been changed from 30 minutes to 70 minutes. Yeah, that's a good thing, because you know how BDO is not like an official thing, but usually buffs are in 1 hour blocks. So the fact that it was 30 minutes is like, oh, you did this thing, but now all my buffs have like 30 minutes left, so might as well do it again, right? So I think this is actually a good thing. This thing, good change, but the fact that it slipped through, the Pearl Abyss's development team and the QA is like, do you guys even grind in this game to the point where you realize all your buffs and everything are in 1 hour blocks? So like there's nothing stopping you from just like logging out and just coming in later, but most people grind 1 hour periods at a time. So yeah, it's kind of concerning that this was not in there at the start, but it is what it is. It's a good change. The number of points required to reveal the owner of the gold and silver treasures in the Golden Pig Caves has been changed. I'm not really sure what this means, but there's this thing in the UI. You know how like there's all those event currency tabs? I did 2 cycles of half an hour, and I never got one of those golden pig coins. So I'm not really sure what that actually means or how long it takes to get them. But I just know the final boss reward that could give you the Tri or Tet accessories, that thing needs to be buffed, because I did 2 of them and got the worst reward twice, and it was on video. You guys can watch that one too. Anyway, improved the message output to be displayed 1 minute before the Golden Pig King disappears from the Golden Pig King summoning scroll. So I knew there was a time limit on when you summon the boss to disappearing time. Luckily, I am geared enough to have not had to see that message, but I think that like people found out if you're lower geared, it is actually difficult. So I think that's a good thing. Why not? Just let people fight the boss for longer, whatever. The validity period of the Golden Pig King summon scroll has been changed to 5 or 10 minutes. I believe it has been 5 minutes before to 10 minutes from what I've heard. In my experience, I've killed it way before then, so I didn't actually see the message. But now that it allows lower geared players to grind it, I think that's fine. Improved the notification output when there are 2 or few monsters left in the cave. Yeah, so I think they spawn on a cycle where like you have to clear out the entire like in all the monsters. That's what the yellow beam is for. And so I left 1 and nothing respawned. So they all spawn on a cycle, not individual respawn timers like, your average grind spot. So that's good to know, actually. This is fine. When another adventurer who has obtained gold and silver treasures from the Golden Pig Cave receives the reward, the effect is now displayed on the Golden Pig statues on all the servers. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea what this means. Like, I read in the patch notes that it's like one person is supposed to get something good, but like that did not even cross my mind when I was grinding there. And I'm just like, okay, fight to get to the boss, get the boss, get the reward, repeat. So interesting. Fixed an issue where the re-entry waiting time would reset in certain instances after it has been fixed. Cool. I assume this means like if you die in like the Marnie realm, essentially, it does not reset the timer, but now it's going to be fixed. So overall, I think a lot of these are actually good changes. They didn't mention anything about reward fixes, which is like literally the reason why people grind this spot, but I think overall it's good change. It does give a decent amount of those like Wan and Bond crystals, essentially Essence of Dawn crystals. So I think it's a decent spot, but who knows how it'll be like a year down the line from now when everyone has their Kharizods and just like, oh, okay, well, we'll see how much this spot is worth in a year from now. All right, next, Request and Knowledge. In the Repeat tab, navigation has been separated. Cool. This is for sailing, isn't it? Improved the automatic pathfinding, basically auto path from Ilia to Dealing Heart Island. I'm going to be honest, that's a very specific one, and I don't think I've ever navigated that one specifically. The shape of the roofs of houses in Serendia has been improved. I think I read that in last week's patch notes, and it's like they're changing the structures to make it look like less texture weird. I don't know. So like the improvements, most of you guys won't even notice it. It's probably just a quality of life change. Very cool. Boarding. Heroes at the battlefield can no longer remotely retrieve the monster hunter cannon on the world map. Heroes of the battlefield. I think that's a translation for like guild mercs for war. I think that's what it means, but I'm not 100%. UI. A display has been added to the right side of the chat to show the current language status. So Korean to English. That's cool, actually. Like, this is very good. All right, so improvements have been made so that the remaining time of limited titles can be checked in the UI. Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I mean, there are a few that are always limited titles. I think that's just a good thing overall. So like war titles and everything, also awesome. Bug fixes and changes. All right, so what is important for everyone instead of individuals? An issue where seasonal characters could not be equipped with mount equipment has been fixed. I don't think I've ever had that issue, but it seems like it would have been an issue for a long time if that was the case. An issue where ingredients were not included in the ingredients of the resulting item would be consumed when attempting to cook. Yeah, this is a big thing, actually. For everyone that does life skills at a higher level, if you misinput a number, let's say something requires 4 water and you put 5 in with the same ingredients, everything would be taken regardless. And even if you put like some random one, it would be taken. So I think this is a good thing. It, just overall a quality of life good. So yeah. Fixed an issue where moving non-stackable items into a ship in the Barda UI would occasionally be moved. Non-stackable trade items to a ship in the Barda UI. Interesting. I see. The issue where character hits were not smooth in locations on the Solare's Spear Holborn battlefield has been fixed. Good. The issue where the number of available missions will be displayed incorrectly when accepting guild mission has been fixed. So guild missions sometimes bugging out. Haven't noticed this issue, but it's a good change. And overlapping stuff and everything. Okay, so overall, that's the patch notes for this week. TLDR, titles have timers now. Golden Pig Cave has been nerfed a little bit. Nerfed in terms of like kill speed, but not rewards. Like, I think this is overall a good change. This is probably the highlight of the patch for me, the Golden Pig Cave. Like, if you want to watch the video of what it's like, check yesterday's video, or I'll leave a link in the description if you want to watch it. For all of you who are in the Blackstar phase of the game and not Sovereign, it's now easier. That's good. And replays for AOS. So once again, I hope someone at Pearl Abyss watches this video and gives feedback towards making this available for everyone instead of the top 10. So here's how I'd fix it. Make it last 24 hours. Usually people who watch the replays watch it immediately after. And if you want to watch the most recent replays from like the top end players, obviously those are the people that are playing every day. And so you could watch the latest things instead of, like something that's a week old. Plus, also, if you want to watch and learn, just watch a streamer do it. Usually it's live and you can, ask them questions or something. on how to improve. So it's like this should just allow everyone to have it and delete all replays after 24 hours and then get new ones. That's how I'd fix it. But anyway, with that said, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's Global Lab patch notes reading, and I will see you guys tomorrow. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I would love to see you come back, and I'll see you later. Peace.